Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling.
What up, Mr. Floyd?
Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we
And a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the Collinsville Sports Complex here in Collinsville, Illinois. Sorry about cutting off the opening intro there a little early, but I was just trying to make sure that I was actually going to stay on because I actually went on, and then right in the middle of the opening playing, it knocked me off the air, and I had to restart everything all over again. So that means that I'm short on time to get everything in. So we're going to go ahead and get things started here. Welcome again to the Collinsville Sports Complex here in Collinsville. My name is Todd Duke. Spring sports upon us, and it is opening day for your Lady Kahok softball team as they get ready to take on the Mater Dei Lady Knights. My name is Todd Duke. Welcome into today's pregame show brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Brand new season. Amy Flowers is the head coach for Collinsville. She's into her second year and went 8-19 last year. Mater Dei, Chris Trummy is their head coach, also into his second year, and they went 11-10 last year. Well, the Collinsville Kahok softball program begins its 40th year of operation at Collinsville High School with new hopes as a fresh start to a brand new season brings optimism as we line up the 2026 season here today. Lady Kahawks are looking for their first winning season since former head coach Jessica Schmittling and her 2021 team turned in a 17-13 season after the 2020 campaign was wiped out due to COVID-19. Kahawks come into this new season with 22 players on the roster. Half of those players are freshmen that turned in a couple of outstanding seasons across the street at Collinsville Middle School, and 8 of those freshmen are part of the 13 players on today's varsity roster for this season opener. Collinsville returns just 2 seniors from last year's 8-19 squad, along with 3 juniors. So there is a definitive youth movement here for Kahok softball as the 2026 season gets underway. Is there a regional championship on the horizon as this young program moves forward? And we'll find out. Collinsville softball has not had a regional champion since the 2011 team, so we shall see. Mater Dei Lady Knights are beginning 2026 with a second-year head coach as well. Chris Trummy and his 2025 squad continue to trend for Mater Dei of winning seasons, even if barely finishing above the 500 mark 1 year ago. Lady Knights softball program usually turns in winning seasons, although it's tough to get a feel for reading as the softball page for Mater Dei on the IHSA site is missing 26 of their 43 years that they have been playing softball in Breeze at Catholic High School. And the last 12 years, they are on the IHSA page, and the only other instance of Mater Dei softball ending a season 1 game over 500 was the previous year before current head coach Chris Trummy took over, and that was a 16-15 season for Michael Palm in his final year of his 4 seasons as head coach. That was also the last season that Mater Dei won a regional championship. Lady Knights softball program has qualified for state 5 times in their program's history, settling for 4th place in 2010 for their highest finish to a season. Had a chance just a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Amy Flowers. That conversation comes your way next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville is your go-to place to get that pampered treatment for your fur baby. All Fluffed Up offers one-on-one grooming sessions by skilled and professional groomers, focusing on a stress-free and fear-free experience for both pup and pup parent. Owned and operated by former Kahok Jenny Eves, All Fluffed Up in Caseyville offers nail trimming, ear cleanings, bathing, and fur trimming, as well as full cuts. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville, 16 East Reynolds Street. Call Jenny Eves for an appointment at 618-855-8533. Mobile grooming coming soon. That's All Fluffed Up in Caseyville, 618-855-8533. Looking for some unique food options, super cold drinks, and a fun atmosphere with an attentive staff? Look no further than Hurricanes Bar and Grill in Collinsville. Owned and operated by former Kahok State soccer champ Tim Johnson, Hurricanes has been one of the area's great meeting places for fun, food, live sports and music, and video gaming. Daily specials like Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, and Fish Fridays. Hurricanes will tackle those hunger pains. Hurricanes is always open during all of Uptown Collinsville's Main Street festivals. Hurricanes is the place to satisfy your hunger and thirst needs. Hurricanes Bar and Grill, 222 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call for carryout orders at 618-345-0846. 618-345-0846. Mike and Sarah's Produce in Collinsville is a one-stop destination for seasonal fruits, vegetables, and more. Located at 116 North Bluff Road, Mike and Sarah's Produce features fresh selections of your favorite fruits and veggies, from cherries, peaches, and watermelons to corn, tomatoes, and zucchini. You can find all of your produce needs at Mike and Sarah's. Seasonal favorites such as pumpkins in the fall, summer peaches, spring asparagus, and more. Plus, Mike and Sarah's Produce is a go-to in the spring for flowered plants, hanging baskets, and a large selection of fresh seafood. Mike and Sarah's Produce, 116 North Bluff Road in Collinsville. Stop by today. Looking for something to get your student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahok Trap on Facebook. 618-795-9893.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Time to kick off the spring sports season, and that begins with your softball team. Lady Kahawks taking on the Lady Knights of Mater Dei High School today. Joining us now, second-year Collinsville head coach Amy Flowers. All right, Coach, second year as Kahawk softball celebrates its 40th season. Do you feel more prepared and experiencing a smoother beginning as you embark on year number 2?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Using the things I learned about last year and all that, it makes this year much easier.
All right, so the 8 wins last year was an improvement over the back-to-back 6-win seasons over the 2 years prior to you taking over. What did you learn last season that can help you as you move forward with this program?
I think just like focusing on the process and just like continue improvement, and just making sure that we go out there and just do the best we can, whether that's the coaches, the players, everybody involved.
All right. So you come in with a very young team. 11 of your 22 players are freshmen. I said young, but not necessarily inexperienced. These freshmen are coming in, having experience winning softball at the middle school level. How important is it that the experience that you build right now is geared toward the future?
Yeah, so we want to basically our goal is like get off to a hot start and just like I said, like continuously improve and make this a really positive experience for everybody. Start to establish a winning culture again at this program, and just like prove to everybody that we can be successful here.
How excited are you about all these youngsters?
Oh, very excited! 4 years, these kids is gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, only 2 seniors on this year's team. How much are you going to lean on Jazz Gomez and Faith Fairchild to help you help this young team?
Quite a bit, actually. They already have been very good leaders in practice and open gyms. They've been like very vocal leaders, which is nice. And Faith, in particular, she always likes to lead from the front, so she's always like the first one done with everything. But she's they're both just great kids and great athletes, and they're going to do really good things this year.
All right, tell me about the practices and all the gym stuff leading up to this. How has that been going?
Well, it's been going. We've been in the gym all but 2 days this young season, but luckily we have a good admin that's got us out on Plummer Park for a practice and a scrimmage, and we were able to get out here on our field last Friday. So, but we've been trying to be as flexible as we can, and luckily we have a lot of support from a lot of people.
Yeah, Plummer Park, though, that's a big-time turf area out there, so the playing surface is going to be a lot different once you get out here and start playing some games. How does that worry you at all?
No, I mean these kids, they've all played turf and dirt. They're used to going back and forth in these. So we're gonna play a lot of fields that are turf, and we're gonna play a lot of fields that are dirt. So either way, it doesn't really matter to us.
All right, pitching is always the key to high school softball. I understand that this freshman class has a couple of good ones.
Yeah, we got 3 good pitchers coming out of this freshman class. We got Aubrey Bordoni, Peyton Smith, and Mackenzie Walgorski. And as of right now, we got Aubrey and Peyton are going to be anchoring our pitching staff for the varsity, and Mackenzie's going to be with the JV right now. But she'll be contributing with us, I feel like, pretty soon.
All right, you got a big-time wind coming out today, blowing straight out to center field, about 20, maybe gusting to 25, 30 miles per hour. I'm guessing the words of the day is keep the pitches low.
Yes, absolutely. Keep the pitches low and then try to hit the ball in the air.
All right, so you guys have Mater Dei today. I know you probably don't know much about them because nobody knows really anything about any of the other teams on game number 1 because there's really no film to look at except for last year's. So let's focus on your team. What do you want to see out of your team out here this afternoon?
I'd like to just see us play clean ball. Like that's going to be our big point of emphasis this year is get out there. Let's keep the errors and that to the minimum, keep the mental mistakes to a minimum, and let's not compound. Because I think a lot of teams, once we do make a mistake, a lot of teams have a tendency to compound on top of that. And our big emphasis is going to be just play as clean as possible.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck out there this afternoon.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, Amy Flowers, your second-year Collinsville head coach. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. And when we come back, we'll fill out the starting lineups for both Collinsville and Mater Dei. We'll throw some last year's stats at you. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
Caseyville VFW Post 1117 Auxiliary supports the VFW with post projects and fundraiser events. The Caseyville VFW Auxiliary also provides donations and sponsorship for veterans in need, Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, the Caseyville Food Pantry, outreach programs, summer lunches for students in the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and now the Kahok Sports Network. Plus, sponsoring CHS programs like band, theater, and sports. If you would like to provide support or join the Caseyville VFW Auxiliary, contact the Caseyville VFW Post 1117 at 618-344-9878.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Once again, we welcome you back here to the Collinsville Sports Complex in Collinsville. Just about ready to go here. Modern Day in Collinsville, kicking off the softball season and kicking off our spring sports schedule. And here is your starting lineups. We'll begin with Modern Day. They'll lead things off with Taylor Robert, who will bat first, play left field. Batting second, playing right field is Ellison Whelan. Batting third and playing center field is Riley Rolves. The pitcher is batting in the cleanup spot. That is Emma DeKemper. Carissa Rich is batting in the number 5 spot and has the duties behind the plate. And the rest are on the infield. Chloe Engelman at third base, batting 6th. Angeline Wesselman batting in the number 7 spot, playing first base. Batting 8th is Riley Albert Nurst, and playing shortstop. And Harper O'Brien rounds out the starting 9 and playing second base. For Collinsville, when they take to the plate, they'll start off with Faith Fairchild, who will bat first and play third base. Presley Thomas bats second and plays second. Aubrey Bordoni is playing shortstop and batting third. Lily Parlberg in the cleanup spot playing first base. So Collinsville, all of their infielders will start off first. And then, what am I missing here? Catcher. Okay, that was the one I didn't write down. Ava Demetrulius is batting in the number 5 spot and catching. Peyton Smith is in the circle batting 6th, and batting 7th is Audrey Lauenstein playing right field. Jazz Gomez playing left field and batting 8th, and Ava Munez is batting 9th and playing center field. On the other microphone with us tonight is the one and the only Chris Keller. How are you, sir?
Oh, all right. I'm glad we were got a beautiful day for this first game. We were wondering months ago when they moved the season up a week, what kind of game were we going to get, what kind of weather were we going to get on March 10th, but it's been extremely warm, 80 degrees plus today, and the team is ready to go. They've kind of had to spend a lot of time inside preseason-wise. It was really rainy last week, so they were able to get outside yesterday at Plummer Park and get ready for this first game.
And we are ready for this first game, and the first pitch is on the way to Taylor Robert, and she will take one high from Peyton Smith. It is a freshman battery. Peyton Smith in the circle, and Ava Demetrulius behind the plate, and Taylor Robert at the plate. The left-hander batted .342 last year with 7 runs batted in. She stands in from the left side. Collinsville out there wearing the purple tops and the white trousers. Socks are in purple as well. And the Modern Day Lady Knights have that powder blue jersey on with some white trousers on, as well as the powder blue socks. And here's the next pitch, and this one is just a bit outside. That makes it a quick 2-0 count to Taylor Robert. It's the outfield leading off first for Mater Dei. Left field, right field, center field. Collinsville has their outfielders batting in the final 3 spots in their lineup. Almost a complete mirror of each other. Here's a pop-up. This one's on the infield. Calling for it was Faith Fairchild over at third base, but Peyton Smith didn't have to really move much at all. That ball just kind of landed in her glove, and we have a 1 away.
Lucky there. Didn't end up on a drop there, but yeah, it was right there where Smith could get it without moving. Fairchild can cover a lot of ground, but she didn't need to make that catch.
Here is Ellison Whelan. She is batting second and playing right field, and the first pitch she swings at it, hits it out to the outfield, on the move, and a nice diving catch out there in center field by Ava Munoz, and quickly there are 2 away. That was a nice catch.
Good job to get to that one.
Let's set the defense for you. We'll begin with the outfield. Jazz Gomez is in left. Ava Munoz, who you just saw in center, and Audrey Lauenstein is over in right field. And on the infield from third base around the horn, Faith Fairchild at third, Aubrey Bordoni at short, Presley Thomas is at second, Lily Parlberg is at first, and as we already told you, Peyton Smith in the circle, and Ava Demetrulius is behind the plate. Here is Riley Rolves, the center fielder. Rolves last year comes back as the leading batter for Mater Dei after their graduates. There's a little pop fly. That one's going to go behind the mound, and it's going to land right there, and picking it up and throwing out over at first base, Aubrey Bordoni takes care of it, and Mater Dei goes down 1, 2, 3. We will take a break and come back and see Collinsville bat here in their half of the first inning after we take a timeout on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Once again, we welcome you back to the Collinsville Sports Complex. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you. Of course, we didn't have any numbers to pass along for Peyton Smith on the pitcher circle for Collinsville because she's a freshman. But on the other side, Emma D. Kemper, she will come in here with a little bit of history behind her because she is a senior. She went 4-1 last year in 55 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 32 runs, 27 of those earned, and she had a 3.40 earned run average to go along with 15 walks and 48 strikeouts. So Chris Kettler, she's got the experience in the circle, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely a senior pitcher you can depend on. Who can really get after it here is Collinsville as a pitcher that's a freshman out there. 2 different worlds for both teams.
1-1 the count to Faith Fairchild as she leads off here in the bottom half of the first. Faith last year batted .347 as she takes one inside for a called strike. She had 6 runs batted in. Not a lot of power numbers, though. She had 4 doubles out of her 17 base hits. 13 hits obviously were singles, and she did have 6 runs batted in. Next one she looks at outside, and that'll even the count at 2-2. So it'll be Faith Fairchild, Presley Thomas, and Aubrey Bordoni to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first for Collinsville. If anyone can get on, Lily Parlberg will set the defense here for Mater Dei in just a second. There's a swing and a high fly ball. This one's heading out to center field. Riley Rolves is on the move, and she has it for the first out of the bottom half of the first inning. Defensively, Taylor Robert in left field. Riley Rolves, we just saw her in center field. Ellison Whelan is over in right field around the horn from the infield. Chloe Engelman at third base. Riley Albernest is at shortstop. Harper O'Brien at second. Angeline Wesselman is at first base, and there is a line out by Presley Thomas right to the pitcher, and quickly there are 2 away. We had a very fast top of the first, and we're setting ourselves up for a pretty fast bottom of the first as well. Behind the plate is Carissa Rich as we finish up the defense here for Mater Dei. First pitch goes upstairs to Bordoni, the freshman, so we have no numbers on her. Presley Thomas, who lined out in her first at-bat, batted .302 last year with a triple, a double, and 9 runs batted in. Next pitch from DeKemper on the way. Swing and a miss. That was a nice cut there by Bordoni. Bordoni, of course, just got through playing basketball not too long ago for the Lady Kahawks. As did Lily Parlberg, who stands in the on-deck circle. Not really a circle there, but you know what I mean.
Some multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
Going for their winter sport.
Foul ball back to the screen. And it is a 1-2 count now to Bordoni. The shortstop made a nice play there in the top half of the first to get Mater Dei out. 1-2-3. There's a pitch that's high. Leaving the count at 2-2.
Some good defensive plays there in the top of the first for Collinsville.
Yeah. Diving stab out in center field by the freshman Ava Muniz, and swing and a miss by Bordoni. So 1-2-3 go the Kahawks in their half of the first inning. We will step aside. Top of the first. Oh, excuse me. We have problems with this scoreboard last year as well. All right, top of the second will be coming your way after we take a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
The pitcher, Emma DeKemper, steps up to the plate to lead off the top of the second here for Mater Dei. DeKemper batted .343 last year, 9 runs batted in, 5 doubles and a triple. No home runs. There wasn't a lot of home runs hit last year by Mater Dei. Matter of fact, they had 3 home runs last year, and 2 of those girls have graduated, so they're left with just 1 from last year's team that threw a home run. There's a little off-speed delivery by Smith that stays well high. We're underway here in the top of the second inning. No score. Each team went down 1-2-3 in their respective halves of the first inning. Wind's been blowing out all day long here, quite gusty at times, 20 to 25 miles per hour, 80 degrees at game time, which is really weird because we were like, oh, the IHSA decided to move softball up 1 week, and we're thinking, oh, great.
Yeah.
First week of, the middle of the second week of March can be quite chilly, but we've already looked ahead at the forecast. There's going to be a game that Zach Roseman's doing here a week from today on the Kahawk Broadcast Club Student Network, and it's going to be about 40 degrees if we're lucky. This one goes to the outfield, and Lauenstein couldn't quite get there in time, so that's going to be our first base hit of this game, and it's going to belong to DeKemper, and that will put a runner on at first base for Mater Dei, and that will bring up Carissa Rich, the catcher. Rich last year batted .254, just a couple of doubles, 12 runs batted in. There's a high fly ball out of play.
It was a pretty close vote to move softball season up a week. It only passed by about 15 votes, and then when it passed, our athletic director got on it and scheduled these 3 games we got for this first week.
Yeah.
So we're going to play. Next
pitch goes behind the screen. Runner was off and going, and Emma DeKemper has herself a stolen base.
See how the pitcher does with the runner on base. That one gets away, and the runner was off. They're kind of slow with getting these signs in.
Rich returns with the most RBIs from last year's team after the graduation
just
of a bunch of players. Yeah, it did. And Mater Dei is going to have a run, and the Knights are going to go up 1-0 here in the top half of the second.
Next up, third baseman, number 33.
Yeah, Muniz didn't have any chance to throw her out. Ball kind of rolled up on there out in that outfield. Who knows what kind of weird spots and divots are out there in that outfield, as it's not all completely grown in yet.
And we have a courtesy runner. That is going to be Caitlin Hilsman. And still nobody out here. Don't want this to turn into one of those innings that gets away from you and let Mater Dei put up a bunch of runs here. Here is Chloe Engelman. Engelman stands in from the right side and looks at one into the dirt, and that one bounces over the head of Demetrulius. It's going to take me a while to get used to that name. And down to second base goes the runner.
I believe they got some other catchers that can play too. We'll see how the season goes and who plays.
That bunt ends up going right back underneath her bat and right back to the Kahok catcher, and everybody has to go back to where they are. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count to Engelman. Engelman is a junior, but not on last year's stat sheet. Next pitch on the way from Peyton Smith. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen will run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the second, 1-0 in favor of Mater Dei. Smith shaking off the signs from her catcher, looks over to the dugout, shakes off the signs from them.
Yeah, this is a slow process getting these signs in. I think we've had pitchers more recently in the past that worked a little quicker than this.
Well, we do have freshmen out there, so
she gets the
gonna
strikeout.
take some time getting used to him. First strikeout for Peyton Smith, and we have 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, first game to get everybody on the same page here. They'll work together better as we go along here, and it worked out. She shook off what she didn't like and threw her pitch and struck her out.
Angelina Wesselman, the first baseman, batting now with a runner at second and 1 out, swinging a high fly ball. That one's heading out to center field and just off of the outstretched glove of Ava Muniz, so she couldn't catch up with that one. And all the way around from second base and scoring was Hilsman, the courtesy runner. And it's 2-0 now in favor of Mater Dei. How are we going to score that one?
That's a screamer out there to center, and Muniz was kind of caught in between. Should I dive for it? Should I stay up for it? I gotta go hit.
I'd go hit. Yeah. Hit and an RBI. And on over at first base is Wesselman. So 2 runs have scored. We've had 3 base hits in the inning. And that'll bring up Riley Albertnurst. And Albertnurst, a sophomore, apparently did not play on the varsity team last year as a freshman, so no stats on her either. She stands in from the left side, and the pitch is outside for a called strike.
Nice movement on that one. Caught the corner.
Nice day to be outside for some sports. Of course, we are supposed to have a bunch of rain overnight. And there's a bunt down the third base side, and a nice job picking it up was Faith Fairchild. Threw a strike over to first, and we have 2 away.
Good job defensively by everybody. Faith Fairchild comes up and fields it. Presley Thomas comes over from second, covers first. Mater Dei moves the runner over, but there's 2 down.
And I'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Harper O'Brien. O'Brien is a freshman. We've got a few of those on the Mater Dei roster as well. Looks at one outside. That's a little low. Ball 1. Collinsville trying to get out of this inning with no further damage done. 2-0 in favor of Mater Dei. Top of the second. Mater Dei found their hitting strokes after going down 1-2-3 in the first inning, although it was a little, took some good defense to keep it at a 1-2-3 inning. Diving stop out in center field and a great play behind the pitcher circle by Faith Fairchild. Those were 2 of the 3 outs. And Smith rocks and rolls, and one going into foul territory, and Lily Parlberg over at first base will put it in the glove, and that is the way that the Top of the second comes to a close. We will head to the bottom half of the second inning. Let's see if Collinsville can get some of that back, and we'll be back to tell you all about it here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. The choices you make to celebrate the life of your loved one should be as special as the person they represent. That's why you will always find the staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville ready to go the extra mile to meet the needs of you and your family during those times. For over 100 years, Her Funeral Home has been there for Collinsville and the surrounding communities. Of the many arrangements made after losing a loved one, the first is the selection of a funeral home. The staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville can help with that planning. Call Her Funeral Home in Collinsville at 618-344-0187. Her Funeral Home, serving Collinsville families for over 100 years. 618-344-0187. Once again, we welcome you back here to the Collinsville Sports Complex. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you. 2 runs put up in the top half of the first inning by Mater Dei. Collinsville, see if they can answer her. They'll send up the middle of the order. Lily Parlberg,
20.
Ava Demetrius, and then Peyton Smith. And here's the pitch to Parlberg. It's in the dirt. Parlberg last year is the best hitter from the bunch that returns from last year. Batted .357, 10 runs batted in, 3 triples amongst her 20 hits. So 17 of those were singles and no home runs. Matter of fact, Allie Vieliff is the only returning starter for Collinsville that had a home run last year. Collinsville only hit 2 last year, and the other one was from the since graduated Bailey Demick. 2-1 the count to Lily Parlberg. First base. And the next one from D. Kemper is on the way. Inside, called strike. That'll even things out at 2-2.
Just missed on that pitch a minute ago. Gets the call there.
Looks like one of those outfield signs on the fence kind of came down. Next pitch. That one's low. Full count.
There were more signs out there, and I think they've all fallen down, and there's one just hanging there.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Next pitch. Inside. Walked her. First walk of the game issued by either side.
Next up, number
All right.
4, Ava.
So they look to move her over.
Ava Demetrius steps to the plate for the first time in her varsity career. And a runner on over at first base. Swing and a miss.
Not looking to bunt and move the runner over. Swinging hard for that one.
Of course, this warm weather, it brings out the flying insects. There's flies and wasps and all kinds of stuff floating around here today. We've got a bunch of wasps here in the booth. But my philosophy always is if you leave a wasp alone, it's not going to bother you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm leaving them alone. 0-2. The count to the Kahok catcher, Ava Demetrius. That one's, oh boy, that's tough.
Painting that outside corner.
You ain't kidding.
She didn't hang one there.
Second strikeout for DeKemper. And that will bring up Peyton Smith. Steps in from the right side and takes one, I guess. Inside. DeKemper, ready to go. Next pitch. That one hits the outside corner for a strike. Parlberg last year had 7 stolen bases and was caught once. In case she was thinking about doing any running. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one stays a little high. 2-1 the count. Audrey Lowenstein waits on deck. And the next pitch from D. Kemper, swing and a miss. I think Smith was a little bit late on that swing.
That's a tough one to hit.
Yeah, inside,
really,
high.
It's really cutting inside on her.
2-2 the count. D. Kemper rocks and pitches. Swinging a little slow nubber down the first base side. And covering first base for Wesselman was Harper O'Brien for the out. Parlberg will move down to second base as that play will go down as a 3-4 put out for out number 2.
Next up, right fielder number 32, Audrey Lauenstein.
Here is another freshman, Audrey Lauenstein, bats in from the left side, wobbling around that pink bat, and she looks the one on the outside corner for a called strike. Audrey looking down at Amy Flowers at third base in the coach's box. Brandon Hinson, and the assistant coach, is in the first base coach's box. That one was outside. Nice stop back there by Carissa Rich. And that'll put the count even at 1-1. DeKemper ready to go once again. And the next pitch. That one's inside and high. Ball 2, 2-1.
What you want to see our freshman up here with an RBI opportunity. Get her career off to the right path here. Drive in this run.
I'll take it. Here comes the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Nice eye.
Also take the walk.
Jazz Gomez, one of the 2 seniors on this year's club, waits in the on-deck circle. The other senior is Faith Fairchild, who already batted. Swing and a miss by Lauenstein. Wind's picked up again. You can see that American flag out there in center field whipping around. Wind's pretty much blowing straight out. Every once in a while you get a little bit of shift over to right field. She can get one up in that wind stream. It can be gone. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. She went for one outside, and that is going to end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning and 3 in the game so far for DeKemper, as we will now head to the top half of the third inning, and we'll be back to tell you all about it here after a timeout on the Kahok Sports Network.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Once again, we welcome you back here to the Collinsville Sports Complex. We are behind the old water plant. They got a couple of things that are still standing there at this water plant, but the main plant is across the street along with Collinsville Middle School. And the old Ramon's restaurant is not too far from here either. It just reopened today. They had the grand opening of La Fiesta 2. Yeah, I'm going to give it a couple of weeks for the newness to wear off. And then we're going to go give it a try. All right, back to the top of the order. Here is Taylor Robert, who popped back out to the pitcher circle, her first at bat. And the next pitch, swinging a foul ball that's going to be, whoa, nice diving try over there by Faith Fairchild, but she just couldn't get on her horse fast enough to get there in time, but it was pretty close.
Kind of had to sidestep the coach or at least figure out where he was going to go.
Yeah.
It was right there, right around where he stands.
Coach Chris Trami, the head coach for Mater Dei, in the third base coach's box. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. That one is inside. 2-1 the count to Taylor Robert. Back to the top of the order. Robert, Whelan, and Rolves here in this third inning. And Smith ready to go with the next offering. Here it is. Yeah, she took a couple of steps almost out of the batter's box there.
Yeah, Robert really wants to get that running start, really slap at one here, but
yeah,
that's not the one she's going to go for.
3-1 the count. Don't want to walk the leadoff batter, that's for sure. And she offered at that one, so strike 2, that's full count.
That one was in there anyway.
Robert will have to be a little bit more selective now. Fairchild and Bordoni playing in. And a little foul tip that just got a piece of that bat. Goes back to the screen. We'll keep that count full. Everybody on the infield playing in. Of course, Parlberg has to pretty much play next to the bag so she can get ready to take her position if there is an infield grounder. That one is inside and a walk. First walk issued by Smith to go along with her one strikeout, but walking the leadoff batter, not a good recipe.
I think Mater Dei will look to move Robert over here. She'll probably be running fairly early in the count here.
Yeah, I don't have any stolen base stats for Mater Dei. They did not keep track of those. Their stats were on Max Preps. The only thing I can tell you from a team standpoint is they committed 22 errors last year in 20 games, 21 games.
Surely they played more than that, right?
Yeah, I know, but that's all I got off of Max
Toughness,
Preps.
Yep, that's all you got. What you got?
Yeah,
Here
runner
goes-
goes,
yep.
and the throw is going to be too late. Matter of fact, the ball hit Bordoni's glove, and then the glove hit the back of Robert at the same time. Ball popped out anyway, so even if she would have held on to it, she would have been safe.
Yep, running early in the count there. They would take one pitch, wait on that one, and take second base here on the second pitch.
So runner at second, 1-1 pitch on the way. That one's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Ellison Whelan, who flew out to Ava Muniz in center field on a nice diving stop by Ava in that opening inning. Smith is ready with a 1-2, and here it comes. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Whelan. Out number 1. Second strikeout of the game for Smith.
Center fielder, number
They
15.
respond with the walk and the runner moving along on the stolen base. Still gets the strikeout.
Riley Rolves, who grounded out on a nice play to Faith Fairchild behind the pitcher circle in the first half inning, is at the plate now. And the pitch to her is going to be high. Ball 1. The only game we have for you this week, for us anyway, this Lady Kahok softball team will head to Granite City on Thursday.
They're the only sport that's gotten their season going.
Yeah, that one goes back to the screen, and that's going to be a wild pitch. First wild pitch of the game for Smith. 2 stolen bases on the afternoon for Mater Dei. And there's a swing and a chance at shortstop for Bordoni, and she ends up throwing it away, and that's going to allow the run to score. Would have scored anyway, especially since there's only 1 out.
Next up, pitcher number 10.
But that makes it 3-0 in favor of Mater Dei.
It's a grounder right to her in her glove there, and just didn't see it into the glove there, and slow before she picked it up. Overcompensated a little bit, threw it wildly. Wouldn't beat her anyway.
Yeah. And swinging a foul ball that's going to get into the stands full of Mater Dei fans off of the bat of Emma D. Kemper, the pitcher. She got the first hit of the game. After Mater Dei went down 1-2-3 in the first, she started off the second with a single. She stole second and later came around to score the first run of the game. 1 out. And the 0-1 pitch from pitcher to pitcher is on the way. Swinging a laser shot, 1 hop right in front of Jazz Gomez. So DeKemper now 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Catcher number 23, Carissa Rich.
And they'll bring up Carissa Rich with an RBI opportunity here. Runners on first and second, only 1 out. Rich, after DeKemper singled in the top of the second, singled herself and later came around to score. And the pitch to her is high, ball 1.
The last one really, the hit didn't really hang up in the air much.
It did not.
Didn't give Gomez much of a chance. I think she saw it pretty well, but just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah. Next pitch from Smith on the way, swinging a foul ball out of play. This will end up going back behind the stands. No JV game today, and they just got through practicing over on the other field. They're walking on their way over here right now. Mater Dei did not have a JV team to bring, so they opted to play a JV game at Mater Dei tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be tomorrow. It doesn't
Yeah,
look,
I don't think that's going to happen.
doesn't look well as far as weather goes for that, unless Mater Dei is turf, which
Yeah, but we're supposed to get a lot of rain overnight and into tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon. Here's the next. That one's outside. That's going to be a 3-1 count now to Carissa Rich. Don't want to walk the bases loaded here, that's for sure. Here comes the 3-1, swing and a miss. So good pitch there by Smith. Took a little something off of it.
something we're always worried about here as far as the softball team goes, how much rain we get, because this complex can turn into a lake.
Yeah.
We get too much rain too quickly.
Full count to the batter. And swinging a high fly ball. This one's on the infield, but unable to get there was Demetrulius. And that keeps the at-bat alive for Carissa Rich, and you hate it when that happens.
Just got to find it there. It's kind of, the bat was kind of in her way, too, as far as where she was going to step to make that catch.
Yeah, the sky's milky white. Got a bunch of cloud cover that moved in, so that yellow ball should have stood out. Unlike a white baseball that might have gotten lost, and a walk will load the bases up. So Rolves over to third, Dekemper over to second, and Rich over to first. And that's the second walk of the game for Smith, and that will bring up Chloe Engelman, the third baseman, with the bases loaded and just one out, as Hillsman once again will come in and run for the catcher, Rich.
So they run for the catcher, but they don't run for the pitcher.
Yeah. Engelman struck out her only time out. That was after the back-to-back base hits by DeKemper and Rich in the top of the second. Here's the pitch, swinging a slow roller down to third baseline, and up with it. And over to third is over to first is Fairchild, but the run scores. I'm really surprised she didn't come home with that ball. All you had to do was step on home plate.
I was thinking there, you might want to go home with that one.
Yep.
It might have been the easier out also. But it'll take the second out of the inning, but give up the run.
Yep. So bases remain loaded, 2 outs. And here is Angeline Wesselman, who had a single and an RBI in her first at bat in the second inning. And the first 2 pitches by Smith have missed. Next delivery. On the way.
Strike called
Strike
there.
called, yeah.
I think I'm getting attacked.
I know. All of a sudden, these wasps that I said usually don't bother you are kind of flying around in my face here.
Something hit me.
And outside with that pitch, that makes it 3-1.
Trying to go back to that outside pitch that wasn't there that time.
2 walks in the inning, a single, and an error, and a little blooper that's going to go over the head of Presley Thomas at second base. Lowenstein comes up with it, and the throw after the relay not in time. 2 more runs are going to score for Mater Dei, and that's a 6-0 lead on a 2 RBI single this time.
That one cut inside. Wesselman really had to adjust to get the bat on the ball there, and she was able to hit it the other way, drive in too.
Well, that'll bring up Riley Albernhurst, and she'll fly one back to the screen. Mater Dei shortstop grounded out to Faith Fairchild in her first at bat. That was out number 2 of the top of the second inning after Mater Dei had already scored a couple of runs. And a pitch that stays high. Riley Albertnest. Where's number 1 on her jersey? And she looks at one low. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Runner on at first base. 6-0 in favor of Mater Dei. We're only in the top of the third. And Smith ready. And a slow roller to Thomas over at second base, and that'll do it for the inning. But 4 runs come across here in this top of the 3rd inning. And everybody batted except for the number 9 hitter, Harper O'Brien. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Collinsville will see if they can get some hitting going on here themselves. And we'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
Jazz Gomez leads things off here in the bottom half of the 3rd for Collinsville against D. Kemper. Swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. Jazz last year batted 172. Had a couple of runs batted in, 1 double. She had 29 at-bats, a little bit on the low side compared to the rest of the team. Didn't get a ton of starts last year. Got a few. That was a foul tip that stayed right at home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Jazz Gomez. It'll be Gomez, Ava Muniz, I always say that wrong, and then back to the top of the order in Faith Fairchild. Jazz, her first at bat here of this game. D. Kemper fires, and a slow roller down the third baseline. Engelman comes up with it, throws in time for out number 1. That was close.
Looked like she lifted up her foot that was on the base. Maybe the ball was there just before that, but very close. Either way.
And that it was. Here is Ava Muniz. Also played a little volleyball earlier this year. That one is on the outside corner.
No basketball from her like her sister.
Nope. Sister just ended her.
She's got a little more height, though.
Yeah, senior basketball season, but Addie is going to be on the soccer team. We'll have coverage of the soccer team coming up soon. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Ava Muniz. Wind continues to gust. That American flag out there in center field flopping all over the place. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul ball at home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Kahawk center fielder, Ava Muniz, who had a diving catch out in center field in the first inning.
I was looking to make another one earlier.
Yeah. Next pitch, outside and high. Ball 2, that'll even things up at 2-2. Nice crowd on hand.
A nice day to come to a game.
Yeah.
80 degrees in March, we'll take it.
Yeah. Swinging a high fly ball on the move is Taylor Robert. That goes over her head all the way to the warning track. And on to second base with Collinsville's first hit of the game is Ava Muniz.
Next up,
Wow, what a rip there by the left-handed batter, hitting it the other way.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
Taylor Robert took 1 step in, and that was the mistake right there. Because that ball was over her head, and she never could catch back up to it. Here is Faith Fairchild, who flew out to the center fielder, Riley Rove. She goes up the middle again. Picked up by the second baseman, O'Brien. She throws it away. Collinsville is on the board with their first run of the game. Throw down to second base, and out at second base is going to be Faith Fairchild. trying to take advantage of an error, but she got pegged big time down there.
She took a weird arcing route to second base there, and not a
Next up,
straight line.
Presley Thomas.
Nice to see the ball into the glove there by the shortstop, but then she just throws it away. The Chaos get on the board.
Yep, they do. So the bases are empty, 1 out. Collinsville on the board after an error by the second baseman Harper O'Brien. And here is Presley Thomas, who lined out to the pitcher her first time up. She slaps one the other way, but that one's out of play. So the run will be unearned to DeKemper. And the next pitch to Thomas is just a little bit low. 2-1. 2 outs in the inning. Bases empty. So, boy, that was...
Okay.
2-2. That was, I guess, on the inside corner. Excuse me. I have to gather myself after that one. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging another foul ball out of play. Off the bat of Presley Thomas. Aubrey Bordoni waits on deck. Man, why is that so out of focus? It is on my phone anyway. All right, doesn't look like that on my computer, so I guess it's just the connection. Swinging a grounder to O'Brien at second base. This time she is true with the throw, and that is going to do it. But Collinsville does get on the board. Hawks pick up a run on a hit, and it's now 6-1 in favor of Mater Dei. We will head now to the top of the 4th inning. Back in just a moment to tell you all about it here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Want to catch some of the best live music in Collinsville from a band of all local area residents? Look no further than Sonically Pleasing. Sonically Pleasing with Tim Carlisle, Jim Cason, Logan Carlisle, and Caleb Tanzius play some of the best rock and roll hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. You can catch Sonically Pleasing at some of the area's finest venues, as well as book Sonically Pleasing for your private event or party. To put some music in your life, it's Sonically Pleasing. Check out Sonically Pleasing's Facebook page for upcoming live show dates and to book them for your special event, or call to book that event at 618-401-0052. Pleasing live rock music for your ears. Sonically Pleasing, 618-401-0052. That's 618-401-0052.
Welcome back to the Collinsville Sports Complex. Todd Deuce, Chris Keller along with you.
Yep.
Changes to tell you about. Aubrey Bordoni will come in and take over the pitching duties for Peyton Smith. Ava Dimitrilius will move to second base and take over for Bordoni there. And Lily Parlberg will move from first base to left field. Who's at first?
Smith moves to first. And, Parlberg moves to left, so the changes, McKenna Trice comes in to catch and takes Gomez's spot.
McKenna Trice. So, a bunch of changes there. One new player comes in, one new old player goes out. Everybody else just switch positions. And here we are with Harper O'Brien, the number 9 hitter, the only Mater Dei Lady Knight who didn't get to bat in the 3rd inning will now bat. And O'Brien popped up to Lily Parlberg at the time, playing first base, got that one in foul territory. So she is 0 for 1. Then back to the top of the order here for Mater Dei as that one misses high. And a 3-0 count out of the pitcher Aubrey Bordoni.
A little more power out of her arm, faster pitches, but she hasn't found the zone yet.
Yeah. Kind of happens sometimes when you come in cold. Next pitch. That one's a 4-pitch walk. And I'm sure that Coach Chris Trommy told O'Brien to go in there and say, wait for her to throw you a strike before you even attempt at swinging. So a runner on at first. Nobody out, and here is Taylor Robert, and she looks at one outside. She digs back in from the left side, does Robert, and the pitch. And there is the first strike out of the hands of Bordoni. Taylor Robert popped up in the first inning and then walked, stole a base, and scored in that 4-run third inning.
Presley Thomas, second baseman, playing way in, basically right alongside Bordoni.
And the next pitch is high from Bordoni. 2-1 the count. Harper O'Brien at first base. Bordoni ready to go with another, and here it is. She offered at it, swing, and that one's going to go to the outfield on the throw, trying to catch Harper O'Brien there at second base, but
way to back it up there by Muniz.
Yeah.
Don't let it go any farther. Hold her to the one base.
Third stolen base on the afternoon for Mater Dei, and there's another wild pitch. Smith had corked one of those when she was in there for her 3 innings of work. And that'll put a runner all the way at third base now. Nobody out. And the next pitch to Taylor Robert is ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning already for Bordoni. Smith walked 2 while she was out there for the first 3 innings. Had a couple of strikeouts as well. That's going to prompt a timeout call by Amy Flowers, and everybody's going to meet in the pitcher's circle for a little bit of a talk.
Yeah, Bordoni just ain't found the zone yet. Lots of power out of her pitches there, but just need to calm her down here and do what you can do.
I'll bring up Ellison Whelan. Whelan, the right fielder, flew out to center field in her first at bat, struck out in the third inning in her second at bat. Both the runners and the batter went down the third base line to talk things over with head coach Chris Chami, while Coach Flowers had her little meeting in the circle. All meetings are done, and we are ready to go back to work. That's horrible.
Just bad connections down here,
I
I
guess. Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside. Snap throw down to third base, and back in time is Harper O'Brien. And that throw allows Taylor Robert to go down to second base. And 1-0 the count to Taylor Robert. Excuse me, that is Ellison Whelan. Robert's down at second base. Whelan 0 for 2, looking to break out of it. But right now she's ahead in the count 2-0, so she can be selective here. Bordoni ready with the next. Another one that's high and outside. Has yet to find that strike zone groove.
And she works a bit faster there than Smith did. She likes the sign she's getting.
That one's a called strike as Whelan was ready to start running down to first base. Nobody out. Do not want to have the bases all full of Lady Knights with no one out here. Collinsville picked up a run in their half of the third inning, so trying to climb back into this one slowly. There's a slow roller right up the middle, picking it up and throwing in time for the out. Nice play over there by Dimitrilius.
Stretch there by Smith on the other side, and close play.
But she does pick up an RBI. Does Whelan, as Harper O'Brien comes in to score. Oh, popped up on the infield. Bordoni calling for it right in front of the circle, and she does.
Can't go very far. A couple steps to her left.
And just like that, there are 2 outs.
2 pitches.
I'm still writing down the last at bat, and here we are already taking care of this one. Out number 2 brings up Emma D. Kemper, the pitcher, who has singled and scored both times today. That one's off of the glove, and it gets away, and coming in from third base is going to be Taylor Robert.
Just missed catching it. That's all it was there.
Yeah.
See it into the glove.
So now 8-1 in favor of Mater Dei. And that wild pitch hurt. D. Kemper, as I mentioned, singled twice, scored twice, stole a base. And the next pitch to her, swinging a slow roller down to Faith Fairchild. Throw over to first base in time for the out, and that is the way that the inning comes to a close. But Mater Dei scores a couple of more runs off of nary a base hit, a couple of walks, and a wild pitch. And Collinsville will have to forget about that inning as we now head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. And Mater Dei leading by a score of 8-1. We're back to tell you about the bottom of the fourth in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville is much more than what's in their name. Of course, Save On Liquor and Wine has liquor and wine, from brand names to specialty brands. Plus, they have gas, cigars, fountain drinks, coffee, craft beers, and other sundries and snacks. Plus, everything Save On Liquor and Wine has to offer comes served by a friendly, attentive, helpful, and polite staff that will go out of their way to serve you that special something for every taste. Make sure you check out Save On Liquor and Wine's new location at 6100 Center Grove Road in Edwardsville. Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville, 809 St. Louis Road, or call 618-344-1638. Save On Liquor and Wine, something for every taste. Aubrey Bordoni will lead things off here in the bottom half of the fourth for Collinsville. And the Kahawks need lots of base runners as they allowed a couple of runs in that last half inning. Bordoni had a hard time finding the strike zone, allowed a couple of walks.
Mater Dei didn't really stay too patient. They went after some pitches and allowed her to get out of the inning.
Yeah. Swing and a miss by Bordoni on that one. Bordoni was a strikeout victim in her only other at-bat. That was in the first. Man, these Wasps are getting a little aggressive up here. What's up with that?
They want to know what's going on with us.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we've been up here for how long?
Yeah.
It's been quiet. Y'all come up here.
2-1 the count to Aubrey Bordoni, who started off as the shortstop, now the pitcher, and a swing and a little cue shot down to Angelina Wesselman at first base. She gloves it easily and steps on the bag for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. 3 unassisted, and that will bring up Lily Parlberg. Parlberg walked and was stranded at second base in her only at bat. And the pitch is right down the middle for a called strike. Well, it's too warm to keep the windows closed. Of course, if it was cold outside, we wouldn't have any wasps up here.
You know, next Tuesday when Josh will be here doing the game, it's going to be 40 degrees and the wind probably blowing straight into here.
Yeah, probably. That was called a strike on the outside corner. So it's 0-2. Now one stays high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Parlberg. And the next one, swing and a miss. Down on strikes will go Parlberg.
Swings that one way outside.
Demetrius will bat with 2 outs and no one on. That was the 4th strikeout on the afternoon for D. Kemper. Demetrius
that ball comes
was one of those strikeouts. She got caught looking in her only at bat, and that was in the second inning. D. Kemper ready. Inside, ball 1. 8-1 in favor of Mater Dei. Collinsville needs base runners, and right now they are down to their final out here in the bottom of the fourth. D. Kemper pitches. High and outside. Ball 2. Peyton Smith waiting on deck. But in order to get to her, Demetrius has to get on base. Swing and a miss. Swung right through that one and swung a little late at that. Earlier it was a bright, sunshiny day. Now the clouds have moved in ahead of that front that's getting ready to come and douse us with some rain tonight. We were under a drought here in this area, but after last week, it almost rained every day. I don't think we're under a drought anymore.
Really greened everything up.
It did. Not so much in my house yet. I don't have to cut grass quite yet, but it's getting there. And swing and a miss at a ball well outside, and that is going to end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts will end that inning for Collinsville. No runs for the Kahawks that go round. Fifth strikeout of the afternoon for D. Kemper. And we will now head to the top of the fifth inning. And Mater Dei in control. They have an 8-1 lead, and we'll be back to tell you about the new inning after we take a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Are you a collector of sports trading cards and other sports memorabilia? Then you need to check out Rippin' Rookies Cards and Collectibles in Collinsville. Rippin' Rookies specializes in sports cards from all the major sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, plus Star Wars cards and more. Rippin' Rookies buys, sells, and trades cards and other memorabilia, and they have a large selection of single and graded cards. Walk-ins at Rippin' Rookies are welcome, or you can set up an appointment for large collections at sales@rippinrookies.com. Rippin' Rookies, 102 East Clay Street in the Old Herald Complex. Open Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rippin' Rookies, Collinsville sports card and memorabilia destination.
Middle of the order will come up here in the top half of the fifth for Mater Dei, and that would be Carissa Rich, who has a couple of scored runs, has a single, a walk, 2 runs scored, and an RBI here this afternoon in there to face Aubrey Bordoni. The first pitch goes back to the screen, so already off to a 1-0 count for Rich. Next one stays a little high as well. Chloe Engelman waits on deck, and Angeline Wesselman will get a chance to bat here in this top of the fifth. Bordoni ready to go. Swinging a fly ball. This one's down the first baseline. Oh, what a diving stop by the second baseman, Presley Thomas. She took off in midair in fair territory, caught the ball, and landed in foul territory. What a great play.
Wow, what a play. Where'd she even come from?
I don't know.
Never even considered that she was going to get in there and dive for it and make the catch. Thought maybe she had to clean it up after it fell to the ground there, but wow, what a play.
Yeah, you ain't kidding there, man. That's a whale of a play.
Had some good defensive plays.
Yeah, we've had like 3 of them. Here is Chloe Engelman, who has struck out and grounded out, so she's of the rare 0 for 2 variety here for Mater Dei tonight. Not many of those up and down the lineup. Swing and a miss.
That's what this team's going to need to do. They're going to stay strong defensively.
I think Bordoni's found her zone. Last couple of pitches have been really good.
Just limit the errors and do good things defensively.
Looking for her first strikeout is Bordoni, and she'll have to wait a little longer as that one's cued into foul territory.
That's better. Engelman, I think, is the one that turned on an inside pitch. Drove in a couple runs earlier.
Engelman digs back in from the right side. Still a 0-2 count in favor of Bordoni. Next pitch. That one stays a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. To Chloe Engelman, the third baseman for Mater Dei. Next one by Bordoni. Strike 3 called, and there is Bordoni's first strikeout of her varsity career.
Couldn't catch up to that one. And she can harness that speed and get in there in the zone. It's going to be tough to hit.
Yeah. There is Angelina Wesselman, who has got 2 hits and 3 runs batted in here in this game. She was stranded both times, though. Left at second base on the second, left at first base in the third. But 3 RBIs belong to her. Bordoni misses with the first. She's ready once again, and here's the pitch. Pretty sure he just called that one a strike on the last batter. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, that one's been a strike.
So now Bordoni will have to battle back. Next pitch.
Want an ABS challenge that.
Yeah, there you go.
Before the second pitch.
That one misses as well. 3-0 the count to Wesselman. Kahok's looking for their first 1-2-3 inning since they did that in the first inning. Pitch. That one's down the middle for a called strike. Bordoni back into the circle. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. Wesselman was ready to go to first. Yeah. So a full count. We went from 3-0 to 3-2. See if we can get her here. Bordoni, she's ready. And the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. Bordoni's third walk.
Way to battle back. Make it interesting there. Don't get the 1-2-3 inning.
Riley Albernurst, shortstop, has grounded out twice here in this game. Once to third, once to second. Faith Fairchild moves in big time down the third baseline. That one goes outside. Bordoni looks at the pitch selection on her wrist and brings home the next. And that one is up high. 2-0. Ah, crap.
Oh.
Can you go down and get my sheet for me, please? Thank you. I had a wasp on my score sheet on my clipboard, and I went to hang it out the window to get the wasp to go away, and the wasp did go away, but so did my score sheet. In this business, you just never can tell the funny things that are going to happen. Yeah, the pitch. That one is in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher for Collinsville.
Right there, man.
It is, man. Great comedy.
Sticks it to the wasps go out, and then the paper just.
I didn't. Well, you know, I mean,
down.
the paper's on the clipboard. It is clipped. It just slid out of there like there was no clip on it whatsoever.
Well, I once dropped the little scoreboard controls straight out there, and look, we didn't hit anybody. If you hit anybody with that paper, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, just hope that it didn't blow away.
Gonna want some answers from Josh when he goes down there. And
Zach
Roseman.
Roseman.
What are y'all doing up there?
Yeah, Zach Roseman is trying to retrieve that for me. Bordoni, she's ready with another full count pitch. Here it is, a swing and a miss. And down on strikes is the batter, and they threw down to second base, but that's going to end the inning. So Mater Dei will not go 1-2-3, but it was pretty close to being a 1-2-3 inning. So we are going to head now to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Thank you there, Mr. Roseman. Appreciate you. And we will be back to tell you all about the new inning after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Is it finally time to start doing what you've been talking about doing for years? Start making those plans right now and let Northwestern Mutual help you plan your future. Former Kahok Joe Philpott can help you get started with that plan today. Joe Philpott, a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, can help build a plan specifically for you with a wide range of financial options and the flexibility to change that plan as your priorities change. To get started on your future, give Joel Philpott a call today at Northwestern Mutual's Fairview Heights office at 618-606-2022. Spend your life living with Northwestern Mutual. Call Joel Philpott today, 618-606-2022. Looking for a new place to catch the game with cold drinks and great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest Kahok games and all the pro sports across the spectrum, plus all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332. Peyton Smith, who started this game in the pitcher circle, now playing first base, leads things off here in the bottom of the 5th for Collinsville against Emma D. Kemper, and takes a ball out of the strike zone, and we are underway here in the home half. There's a little slow roller and into the glove of the second baseman, Albernest, and she throws in time. Nice dig over there at first base by Wesselman for the out. Because she needed to make that dig to make that out happen.
Yeah, the throw was a little low down in the dirt. Might have rushed it there a little bit. His shortstop had to cover a lot of ground.
And next batter.
Lauenstein looks at one in the dirt.
Well, Lauenstein struck out her first time up and takes one outside after the first one missed. So 1-1 to Audrey, one of the many freshmen playing here today for Amy Flowers and her team. Strike on the inside corner, too. That was a little low on the inside corner. Audrey gave a little side-eye glance to the umpire on that call. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Next pitch from D. Kemper is outside. That'll even things out at 2-2.
Yeah, the catcher set out more outside on that pitch.
Lauenstein, the lefty, waits for the 2-2. Here it is, and she stayed off of it. Stayed a little high. Full count.
High one. Good job.
That is correct, sir. McKenna Trice is on deck. Trice, another freshman, getting a chance to play here today. Swinging a little base hit in between short and third.
There you go.
And Lauenstein has her first varsity hit.
Wasn't able to get the one earlier to drive in the run, but gets her first varsity hit right there, and now Trice will bat the first time.
Yep.
With her yellow gloves.
That's Collinsville's only their second hit. Yellow gloves and yellow cleats. D. Kemper dealing with another freshman. This one's outside, gets away from the catcher, and Lauenstein is going to be down to second base, no problem at all. That's a passed ball.
Yeah, catcher just didn't come up with that. The
Yep.
pitch was a strike.
So a runner in scoring position now for Trice. And D. Kemper pitches. Trice down the third base line, just foul.
Like to hit that one, hug that line here.
Yeah.
It can go down there into that wide open foul territory.
Engelman moves in, playing a lot closer to the bag now after that one. 0-2 the count to Trice. And D. Kemper brings in the next swing and a high fly ball. This one is going to be off the shortstop's glove. Albernest called it the whole way, and then the wind pushed it away from her. She got twisted around and couldn't come up with it. So Trice will reach on an error.
That was the wind kicking it that way.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Also doesn't help that lip there between the infield dirt and the grass.
Ava Munez smacked a double that direction in her only at bat. Another one of those would be nice. And the pitch swinging a high fly ball. This one's going to stay on the infield. O'Brien calls for it at second and hauls it in.
Infield fly anyway.
Yeah.
Munez, who drove one in her first at bat, looking to drive one there, but pops out.
Back to the top of the order, and Faith Fairchild. Fairchild is flew out and reached on an error, and that one's up and in.
Oh, no.
Did not hit her. It was close.
Trice caught napping there.
Yeah.
Had to dive back into the bag there as the catcher, Rich, fired it in there. She totally didn't see that.
Runners on first and second, one out. Next pitch, swinging a slow roller to the third baseman. And Engelman will just step on the bag and take care of out number 3, so Collinsville will strand a couple of runners. As we now head to the top of the 6th inning, back to tell you all about it in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
This umpire must have plans after this game, man. He doesn't mess around. Even though McKenna Trice was on base, she had to go back and put on the catching gear. As soon as she came out, no warm-up pitches. We're done. 1, maybe 2. Yeah, I hear you. All right. Bordoni will go back to work, and a strike on the inside corner to Carissa Rich, who will, no, that is not Carissa Rich. That is Caitlin Hilsman, who will come in and take the place. Ooh, a little off-speed delivery. That one's in there for a strike. She took a little off of that one. That was nice.
Nice changing it up there. Bring a lot of power. And changes it there with the off-speed pitch.
So Hilsman actually comes in for Harper O'Brien, the second baseman, and promptly strikes out for the first out here in the 6th inning, and that is the 3rd strikeout now for Bordoni. Back to the top of the order, and Taylor Robert. Robert is 0 for 1. Couple of walks, stolen base, 2 runs scored. That one's outside. Bordoni ready to go with the 1-0, and that one's high. Taylor Robert likes to play the slap single part.
That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter. You know, you got a big lead here. You still want to work on it here in the early part of the season.
Yeah. I remember back in the day when Brett Swipp was the head coach. Amy Keene used to do that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
2-1 the count to
Good
Taylor
one.
Robert. Yeah. Easy for me to remember because she's on the Washer. She's on the Washer League team. Her and Katie Mitchell were on a team together. 3-1 the count now to Taylor Robert. Sun trying to peek through the clouds a little bit here. And that one is outside, and another walk. 4th walk issued by Bordoni since she was brought in. That is the 6th walk of the afternoon by Kahawk pitchers.
Robert went on the second pitch last time she was on base. This is a different pitcher.
Yeah. Pitch is a little faster.
See how they do it here. Probably don't want to push the issue with a big lead.
Ellison Whelan is 0 for 3 here in this game, and she does go on the first pitch, and the throw was not in time. Trice, I think, got caught off guard a little bit. Was a little late with that throw.
Yeah, there's the pitch you can't do anything with.
4th stolen base on the afternoon by Mater Dei. So 1 out, runner at second base for Whelan, who has flew out, struck out, and grounded out here in this game. Pitch on the way. That one's called strike on the outside corner.
Showing bunt. Wheelan takes that one.
Riley Rolves waits on deck. Of course, a double play gets you out of it, but it's not a traditional double play with first base open. Can have a line out throw out. We can do one of those, right? I've seen it done before. Next pitch to the lefty, outside. Ball 2, 2-1.
Now the first baseman goes back a few steps. She was in a little bit more in the last pitch.
Told you next up for the Kahawks is at Granite City on Thursday. That one's in there for a strike. Next up for Mater Dei, they are going to have their home opener on Thursday against Salem.
Granite City's got a turf field, so whatever rain we get here tonight and tomorrow shouldn't ruin the opportunity to get that game in on Thursday.
Next pitch by Bordoni, swinging a slap foul into the stands, and watch out, folks. Yep, unfortunately, they did not put any place to broadcast a game from at that softball field at Granite City, or else I would have been thinking about doing that game. But they don't have anything except for bleachers behind home plate. That's it, and they're small bleachers. Baseball field, they're going to have a little box for the scoreboard operator, and there's a nice snow cone catch by Muniz. And then a throw over to third base, and a nice job over there by Faith Fairchild to keep that one from going into foul territory.
Just came up with that one. Lucky it didn't pop out of the glove. And did ever so slightly.
It was kind of a shoestring catch, too. So 2 outs in the inning. Runner stays at second, and here comes Riley Rolves. And the first pitch from Bordoni gets away, and that was a wild pitch that'll allow Robert to go to third base. Third wild pitch uncorked by Bordoni in this game. Rolves is, reached on an error, scored a run in the third, but sandwiched in between a pop-up and a ground out. 2-0 the count to Rolves. Runner at third, 2 away. And the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. On the move and moving backwards a couple of steps is Muniz once again, and she will haul it in for out number 3, and that's the way that the 6th inning comes to a close. So base runner gets stranded, and we will head to the, bottom of the 6th inning. And we'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
Once again, we welcome you back. Presley Thomas will lead things off here in this bottom of the 6th inning against a new pitcher. That'll be Taylor Robert. Robert was playing left field, and we're not sure. Is that D. Kemper? I can't tell. Couldn't see the number. She never did turn around to let us see the number. The ones on the fronts of the jerseys are just a little bit too small for us to see all the way out there. Robert last year did pitch in 41 2/3 innings, 4.87 earned run average. That one goes a little bit high. She was 1-6 on the year, though, as far as her record goes. And Robert had 39 strikeouts to go along with 14 walks.
Looks like Decamper's at second base.
Really?
10.
Okay. A little foul tip there by Presley Thomas, who is 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Might be 13 Hillsman that batted for the previous second baseman, O'Brien, who's in left. So that appears to be the changes they made.
O'Brien, who went from second to left?
No, it looks like it's Hillsman who
Oh, okay.
batted
Yeah.
for O'Brien.
So that would take Harper O'Brien out of the game. All right, now the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Collinsville, and there's a swing by Thomas. Goes in off the legs of the shortstop, Albernurst. And Presley Thomas will reach on an error. That is not the first error by the shortstop, Albernurst.
That's surprising. I didn't think she'd get 2 errors one game.
And that will bring up Aubrey Bordoni. And the first pitch to her is high. What? Number 13 left. Hillsman, yeah. Okay. Pitch. Stays high. Bordoni on the afternoon is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a grounder unassisted to Wesselman down there at first base. And the next pitch from Roberts, swing and a miss by Bordoni. Presley Thomas over at first. And that one hits Bordoni. I was going to get ready to tell you, Thomas had 14 stolen bases and only caught once last year, but that is our first hit batter of this game by any pitcher. So Collinsville has runners on first and second base. Here comes Lily Parlberg. Parlberg has walked and struck out in this game. And now Collinsville wants to bring in a courtesy runner as Ali Vila will come in and run for Bordoni because Bordoni's pitching now.
Yep, Coach Henson was calling out, they want to get a runner in for Bordoni, and that's what they do.
Yep. And the pitch to Parlberg is high. So Collinsville trying to take advantage of a new pitcher here before she really has a chance to warm up and find her zone. Sun popping out once again. And the pitch on the way, and that one's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Error and a hit by pitch, trying to get some multiple runs here to climb back into this one here late.
That one's outside. Well, if you're going to do it, now's the time. Getting kind of low on outs. We're down to 9. And it's 8-1 in favor of Mater Dei. So Collinsville needs a bunch of runs. And that one hits her. So back-to-back hit by pitches here will load the bases for Collinsville. And here is Emma Dimitrulius, who is 0 for 2 on the afternoon with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. And all that action will prompt Chris Trommy to call a timeout and bring in his entire infield and talk things over with the battery as well as the infielders.
Looks like this is going to be a talking to. Not looking to make any changes yet.
Runners on second and third. Thomas and Bordoni comes over and talk things over with Amy Flowers as well as Dimitrulius. Meanwhile, Parlberg stays over at first base and talks things over with Brandon Hinson. All conversations have now come to an end. Dimitrulius looking for her first varsity base hit, and if she does that, it'll come with her first varsity RBI. maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 if she can get a hold of one.
Yeah, wind's still blowing out. Team had only hit 2 home runs last year, but nice to get one in the first game.
Yeah. That one's going to stay outside as well, so 1 ball, 1 strike to count. We'll see what happens here. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball that stays right around the home plate area. I wouldn't mind seeing a grand slam. Those are fun when your team's doing it.
Yeah, definitely would put you back in this game.
Yep. Next pitch by Robert on the way. High and outside. Ball 2. Count even at 2-2. Bases loaded. Nobody out here. Collinsville with an opportunity to do a little damage. Robert is ready. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. For the 3rd time here today is the freshman Demetrius. And here is Peyton Smith. She will bat with the bases loaded. Smith has grounded out twice. That one's outside. And the next pitch on the way. High. Ball 2. Of course, we'll take a walk as well. Smith is ready. So is Robert. Here's the next delivery. That one's outside as well. 3-0. Audrey Lauenstein waits on deck. Let's see what happens here with Smith first. And the pitch. High and a called strike.
Started off high. Came down a bit.
So 3-1. Next delivery on the way. Strike 2. Went from 3-0 to full.
Can't believe we're there for one to look at a couple pitches after 3-0. Now you're looking to drive one.
We'll see what happens. And that one is outside, and that does walk in a run. So Peyton Smith, the freshman, will pick up her first RBI the easy way.
Look to see if they'll run for Smith.
Well, here is Audrey Lauenstein, who struck out her first time but did single in her last at bat, and they will run for Smith, and that'll be Berlin Hartman, another freshman, will come in to run. So base is still full, 1 away. And the pitch. Oh, the umpire is like, oh, wait a minute, man, I'm still writing stuff down. See, now you know how I feel.
Yeah, because that's actually a change.
Yeah.
It's not just a runner, so he has to record that and do all his work. Now we're ready?
Now we're ready. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 1.
Odds are that Smith will re-enter, come back and play first.
I would think.
Defensively in the top of the 7th.
Here comes the 1-0. Swinging a foul ball down the first baseline. And everybody will have to go back. Glad they wait for after the time change to start softball.
Oh, who knows? Maybe next year they'll want to move it up another week.
Yeah. Oh, they caught
the
runner over at third base. And Allie Vielef got caught off. And that is out number 2.
Can't have that happen with bases loaded.
Well, play goes 2-5. And here is another pitch. That one misses. So that's a costly out there, especially with a run just 60 feet away. Lauenstein has the count in her favor, 3-1. She swings through that one. It's 3-2, and now the other courtesy runner is going to get caught off of first base. No, they called her safe. Wow.
Safe.
Woo. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Possibly missed call. It's a tough call to make from the field umpire when he's in the position he's at with 2 runners on.
Oh, that one's way high and outside, so a walk to Lauenstein is going to load the bases back up.
Next up, number 10, McKenna Trice.
Not like other ones you see where there's a umpire at every base. Just in high school, we just got a field umpire and a plate umpire.
All right. Here is McKenna Trice. Reached on an error in her only at bat after she came in for Jazz Gomez. See what she can do here. Next pitch misses high. 1-1 the count. Robert ready to go. Swinging a chopper to the second baseman. She'll underhand one over to the shortstop, Albert Ernst, covering, and that will do it. The play will go 4-6 for out number 3. Collinsville will strand 3 base runners here in that inning. And we will now head to the top of the 7th inning with Mater Dei in front by a score of 8-2. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Back here at the Collinsville Sports Complex, Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you. Glad that you are with us as we open up the spring portion of the 2025-2026 school year. We're just getting started. We have a lot of sports to cover in the spring. Softball, baseball, girls soccer, boys volleyball.
Yeah, that's the sports we covered. Track and field's been going indoor for about a month.
Yeah, we'll have of course, the Kahok Invitational track and field meet at Collinsville High School in May. Zach Roseman and I will bring that one to you. It's the only track coverage that we bring you every year. So we are in the 7th inning. Collinsville needs to keep Mater Dei from getting any more runs here and then see what they can do in the bottom half of the 7th. Here is Emma DeKemper, who has 2 hits in her 3 at-bats, grounded out to third baseman Faith Fairchild in her last at-bat, and they appeal down to first. The umpire says no swing. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count to DeKemper. It's the middle of the order, DeKemper, Rich, and Engelman here in the 7th inning for Mater Dei. As Bordoni is ready, swing and a miss.
Don't want to leave out boys tennis as a spring sport too. No, we don't have the coverage of that, but looks like they got some good numbers this year.
Yeah.
It's a program that's been low
coach,
on numbers the last few years. But
head coach reached out to me last week. So we are all ready to go to start collecting information for boys tennis, which we have not had anyone help us do over the years. But we will this year. I believe they opened their season on the 19th at Hillsboro. 1-2 the count. And a swing, and that one's going to fall in for a base hit. On the move is Lauenstein. She gets there in plenty of time, though, to make sure that DeKemper can't go any farther than first base. That is the 3rd base hit on the afternoon for DeKemper. 6th base hit on the afternoon for Mater Dei. That will bring up Carissa Rich. And the first pitch from Bordoni is a little inside, ball 1. Carissa Rich has singled, scored, and knocked in a run. Plus, she's walked and scored. Last at bat, she popped up to Presley Thomas. That wasn't a pop-up, mind you. That was a diving pop-up. I mean, the ball was popped up. Here's a chance for a double play. Oh, Yeah, they're going to go over to first. Nope, everybody's going to be safe. Man, oh man. Demetrius had a chance to turn a double play, but couldn't glove it cleanly. And then threw too low at first base for Smith to dig it out. So that's going to be an error on the freshman. Second error for Collinsville here this afternoon. And Demetrius might be hurt. Flowers is going to come out and check on her.
Smile on her face. Think she's all right. Just check on her there, but double plays are tough to turn.
Yeah.
With only 60 feet between the bases there, but that seemed like that could have been one.
Yeah. It definitely had double play written all over. That's what I said when I left the bat, but just did not happen. And the first two have reached for Mater Dei. Chloe Engelman, the third baseman, she'll bat next. She's 0 for 3 on the afternoon, 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
0-2 came in as a courtesy runner.
Dawson Valchia.
Okay.
She is a junior. All right, here is Engelman. Collinsville trying not to allow any more runs and keep this a 6-run ball game as the Kahawks are down to their final 3 outs at the plate. That one missed to Engelman. Bordoni ready in the circle once again. And the pitch. She offers it that one, and that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Nobody out. 2 runners on for the Lady Knights of Mater Dei Catholic High School out of Breeze in Clinton County. Next pitch by Bordoni. Strike on the outside corner. I used to work at the rock station out there. Covered myself some sports belonging to Mater Dei as well as the Breeze Central Lady Cougars. Congratulations to them, by the way, winning a state championship in girls basketball. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and Engelman struck right through it. That's her 3rd time striking out here today. 4th strikeout for Bordoni since she was brought into the game. And here is Angeline Wesselman, who has a couple of singles, 3 RBIs, and a walk. She's been on the base in every at-bat here today, but has been left stranded out there all 3 times. RBI single in the first, a 2 RBI single in the third, walked in the 5th. Bordoni ready to go. Yeah, it's on the inside corner. Runners move up. Faith Fairchild was playing down in the third baseline, and there was no chance that Demetrius was going to get there in time to take any kind of a throw, so a wise move by Trice to hold on to it. But the runners do move up.
Smart running there by Mater Dei to recognize that and send their runners there with Fairchild cheating in.
Double steal, 6 steals on the afternoon here for Mater Dei. Here's the 1-1 and a bunt that hits the batter, and he's just going to call it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Yeah, she was still in the box.
She was. It was close.
It was up at the top of the box, but she was still in it.
So runners at second and third. 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called. Ooh. Caught looking was Wesselman.
Yeah, she was definitely looking.
Yeah. And the 5th strikeout now for Bordoni. So she calmed down there after a rough start and has really settled in quite nicely. Here is Riley Albernest. 0 for 3 as well, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. One of those strikeouts was by Bordoni.
Calling for Lauenstein to come in farther right.
Yeah, Faith Fairchild once again playing very much in down the third baseline. That prompts Demetrius to shade a little bit over toward the third base side, which leaves the middle of the infield wide open. 2-0 though the count now to Albert Nurst. And Bordoni, she's ready with the 2-0, and here it comes. Ooh, hit her. Bases loaded. First hit batter by Collinsville here today.
She's missed response some, but hasn't really came in on anybody like that. We have the first hit by pitch.
Hillsman, who came in earlier, was a strikeout victim in her only at bat. Took the place in the lineup of Harper O'Brien. And Bordoni ready. And that one is just a little bit low. Probably bounced in the dirt right before reaching home plate. Nowhere to put her. Bordoni ready to go. Bases full, Lady Knights. Here is the 0-1, and a foul ball that stays at home plate will even things out at 1-1.